The DB4 is a sports car sold by Aston Martin from 1958 until 1963. Technically it was a development of the DB Mark III it replaced but with a completely new body. The DB4's design formed the basis for later Aston Martin classics, such as the DB4 GT Zagato, the Lagonda Rapide four-door saloon, and its ultimate replacement the Aston Martin DB5. Design: the lightweight Superleggera body was designed by Carrozzeria Touring in Milan, and its continental looks caused a sensation on its unveiling at the 1958 London Motor Show. Although the design and construction techniques were Italian, the DB4 was the first Aston to be built at the company's Newport Pagnell works in Buckinghamshire, England. Specifications: the 3.7L engine, designed by Tadek Mek, was a double overhead cam straight-six, with cylinder head and block of cast RR 50 aluminium alloy, a further development of the earlier engine. The engine was prone to overheating initially, but the 240 horsepower produced by the twin SU carburetor version made buyers forgive this unfortunate trait. Servo-assisted disc brakes were fitted all round, early 11.5 and Dunlops were replaced by Girlings. The independent front suspension used ball-jointed wishbones, coil springs and rack and pinion steering. The live rear axle also used coil springs and was located by a Watt linkage. The normal final drive ratio for British and European use was 3.541. In the United States the ratio was usually 3.77. Customers wanting a car with an especially high top speed could choose a 3.31:1 ratio. Performance: a car with the British standard 3.54 final drive ratio tested by the Motor Magazine in 1960 had a top speed of 139.3 miles per hour and could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 9.3 seconds. A fuel consumption of 17.7 miles per imperial gallon was recorded. The test car cost £3,967 including taxes. Models Series DB4S There were 5 series of DB4. The most visible changes were the addition of window frames in Series 2 and the adoption of a barred grille in Series 4. The Series 3 cars differed from the earlier ones in having taillights consisting of 3 small lamps mounted on a chrome backing plate. Earlier cars have single-piece units and the last Series V cars of September 1962 have similar taillights but recessed. The Series V also has a taller and longer body to provide more interior space, though the diameter of the wheels was reduced to keep the overall height the same. The front of the Series V usually was of the more aerodynamic style as already used on the Vantage and GT models, a style that was later carried over to the DB5 cars. DB4 convertible. A convertible was introduced in 1962. It featured in-house styling similar to the Touring Saloon, and an extremely rare factory hardtop was also available. In total, 70 DB4 convertibles were made from a total DB4 production run of 1,110 cars. 30 of these were Series 4, with the remaining 40 belonging to the Series V. 32 of the total convertibles built were equipped with a more powerful Vantage engine. Top speed for the regular version is about 136 miles per hour. DB4 GT The DB4 GT was a special lightweight, high-performance version of the DB4. Introduced in September 1959, it featured enclosed headlights and a thinner aluminium skin for lighter weight. The wheelbase was also reduced in comparison to the standard car, which resulted in many cars not being fitted with rear seats. The engine was what made the GT special. Available in 3.7L and 3.8L versions, the engine had 2 spark plugs per cylinder with 2 distributors and 3 twin-choke Weber carburetors. Modifications to the cylinder head brought compression to 9.01 and power output was 302 horsepower. Maximum speed for the GT was 151 miles per hour with a 6.1 second sprint to 60 miles per hour. 75 GTs were built with this body style. 19 more were modified by the Zagato works in Italy into DB4 GT Zagatos, with plain oval grilles, and a smoothed-out rear end without the stock GT's tail fins. A single car was styled by Bertone and dubbed the Bertone Jet. equals Vantage equals, with the introduction of the Series 4 in 1961, a high-performance DB4 Vantage was offered. It featured 3 SU carbs and special cylinder heads, increasing power to 266 horsepower. Most Vantage models used the enclosed headlights of the DB4 GT. In all, there were 136 saloons and 32 convertibles with the Vantage engine. Equals Vantage GT equals. A tiny number of non-GT DB4s used the GT's more powerful engine. This combination is often called a Vantage GT, though not all included the Vantage package and none was technically a GT. 3 Series 3, 5 Series 4, and 6 Series V cars have this unusual combination of body and engine for a total of 14. References. 1. Mark Ewing. 1 Fine Lorry. Sports Car International 6.928 to €30. External links. Aston Restoration website a site devoted to information on restoring an Aston Martin, including DB4, original Aston Martin brochures original sales literature for Aston Martin viewable online, including the DB4.